Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Tuesday, May 7th, Major League Baseball slate. Got a full slate of games going on for Tuesday here. If you're new to the show, first of all, welcome. Second of all, we fade or follow four teams, and we will bet in those games: Cubs, Dodgers, Royals, Orioles. Now, we will also in this episode give you a bunch of bets on some other games as well. That way you've got a full variety. But if you want to check out all of our bets, make sure you do so. You can on our YouTube page or TikTok page, docs.google.com/spreadsheet, and then scroll down to the date. If you're looking for the bets for this episode, May 7th is what you'll be looking for. So let's get started with the baseball schedule. 3:11 out here in Phoenix, 6:11 Eastern time. Tigers, Guardians. Maeda pitching against Allen in this one. No shock here that the Guardians are a slight favorite. Even though Maeda's pitching, the Guardians should be hitting against Maeda. Tigers have just struggled to score in lots of areas. They are inconsistent, to say the least. I mean, they could use some sticks from some guys to just get on base. They have a lot of strikeouts. They do hit with some power. Riley Green up in the top 10 of home runs. He's got 9. Torkelson's got some power as well, as he had 30 homers last year. And he's got raw doubles power as well. Javi Baez has been an absolute bust since they paid all that money for him to come over. Once he got traded from the Cubs to the Mets, that hasn't worked out. But in this game, we to get all of that over, I guess on the other side, we would take the Guardians in this one. They're currently, like I said, about $1.20 favorite. So lay the money there with the Guardians. Next game up, 341. Out here in Phoenix, 6:41 Eastern time. Diamondbacks headed to Cincinnati. Diamondbacks are $1.30 favorite on the road. I'm just going to tell you this, as we were heavily invested in the Orioles and Reds all weekend. The Reds scored a whopping 2 runs in 3 games. I don't know what's wrong with that offense. And they didn't even face Corbin Burns, the best pitcher for the Orioles, or Grayson Rodriguez, the top 2. They faced Joe Means, Cole Irvin. They couldn't hit Squadouche. And Dean Kremer last night, on Sunday shut him out pretty much as well. He pitched 6 innings of shutout ball. They lost 11-1 on Sunday, the 2-1 on Saturday, and 3-0 on Friday. They left a lot to be desired. This offense, I know, has more power in it than that. That being said, if they're this cold, just ride the cold streak out. The D-backs finally busted their losing streak by beating the Padres on Sunday as well. They both had the day off. Lay the line here with the Diamondbacks. Lay the $1.30. Next game up, 3:41 Eastern time as well. Phoenix time, 6:41 Eastern time as well. We have the Pirates and the Angels. Total 8.5 in this monster. Pirates about $1.20 favorite. Priester pitching against Sandoval. Neither team. Well, let's see. Both teams are offensively challenged to be really nice. I would play the under in this one at 8.5, where we would be leaning on that one. And typically for the rest of the season, you can just assume we're probably going against the Angels as well. We have a lot of season-long tickets on them on wins. But regardless, Trout did what Trout does, is be fantastic when he plays. Unfortunately, he's missed way too much time. I feel bad for Trout, and Anthony Rendon does what Anthony Rendon does, which is steal the Angels' money and play like 20 games a season, and then be out for the rest of the year. So lean here to that under, probably pretty heavily under 8.5. Next game up, 3:41 out here in Phoenix, 6:41 Eastern time. Phillies at home taking on the Blue Jays. Phillies come off. They are hotter than hot right now. Just beat the crap out of the Giants in a 4-game set. Blue Jays come in. It was 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 of the Nationals, I believe. I'll have to double check that, but not a great series against the Nationals on that one. They gave up a ton of runs as well. They scored runs, but gave up a ton. Their scoring actually improved quite a bit. I was shocked that they scored so many runs. But if the pitching's going to be bad, this Blue Jays team is in a world of hurt because they're off. Even though they've got Glad, they've got Springer, they've got Bichette, they're offensively challenged as well. They just can't string hits together. Way too many strikeouts with guys on base. Relying upon the home run, which is where they got a majority of their runs over the weekend. All that being said, Sanchez has pitched okay for the Phillies. Barrios has actually pitched really well for the Blue Jays, but he's faced the Royals a couple times, who can be offensively challenged with no power as well. And the Phillies are just so hot right now. You have to keep betting them. You're going to end up ahead as long as you keep up in this hit streak. Now, can they lose? Absolutely. But if you're consistent with them, you're going to make some money. Lay the $1.30 with the Phillies on that one there. Next game up, 3:46 out here in Phoenix, 6:46 Eastern time. Orioles, Nationals. Nationals at home, folks. I'm telling you, at home they can score some runs. They have been impressive, putting up some big crooked numbers on the board. Orioles on the road. They come off the 3-game sweep of the Reds. They pitched extremely well. They gave up 2 runs in 3 games. That bullpen is not as good as what the Reds made it to believe. Corbin Burns has been solid. He has definitely stabilized that rotation on there. He's given up more than his fair share of gopher balls for being an ace so far this season. Kind of surprising. Normally you can get to him in the first inning as well. Seems like that, he struggles maybe first, second inning, and then once he gets dialed in, he's good for 5, 6, maybe 7 on that one. I just think the line is way too big in this game. Minus 230 on the road. That's way, way too big on this one. I know the Orioles are one of the better teams out there. Trust me, I do, but that's just way too much for the road as well. So we're going to play the Nationals, play the dog. We'll take the big juice. So I'll give you the bets here in this one. So we're going to play Nationals money line, plus 1.5, plus 2.5, minus 1.5 on the run line. Nationals over their team total. Nationals plus 0.5 run, first 3, first 5, and first 7 innings. C.J. Abrams, who we like a lot. I know he struggled just a little bit over the weekend, but he can make a lot of things happen. So C.J. Abrams, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Meneses has had a great career. He's like batting over, it's not a ton of at-bats, but I think he's like 3 for 6 with the homer against Corbin Burns. So we'll take Meneses as well. Homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So one more time, Nationals and the Orioles. We're going to go Nationals money line, plus 1.5, plus 2.5, minus 1.5 on the run line. Nationals over their team total. Nationals plus 0.5 run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Abrams, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Meneses, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. And the one thing we haven't even mentioned yet is actually one of the better pitchers for the Nationals going off, and Trevor Williams in that one as well. Next game up is going to be White Sox and the Rays. 3:51 out here in Phoenix, 6:51 Eastern time. Eflin versus Soroka. Soroka's just got pounded all year long. But the Rays are minus 250 after they got swept by the White Sox in Chicago. I will be honest with you here. I don't like the side at all, but I do like the run line here. I would still probably take the White Sox plus 1.5 runs. Hell, I'd probably look at plus 2.5 as well. Both teams offensively challenged as well. Totals at 8. Might even lean to the under here as well in that one. Next game up, 4:06 out here in Phoenix, 7:06 Eastern time. Astros going to the Yankees. Verlander with the Astros going against Gill. Gill's actually pitched pretty well, and it's about a toss-up game for the most part. It's like a $1.15 favorite maybe for the Yankees here, total at 8. I'll be really honest here. I'd play a little heavier juice in the Yankees, probably plus 1.5. I like them in this matchup here. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, something like 4-3, 3-2, something to that effect. Probably a 1-run game here. So taking that plus 1.5 probably gets you home. I'd probably look at the under as well. Currently, it's around 8. If that thing gets to 8.5, I'd probably play the under as well. Next game up, 4:21 out here in Phoenix. Excuse me, 7:21 Eastern time. Red Sox, Braves. Lopez versus Cutter Crawford in this one. The Braves come off getting swept by the Dodgers, and offensively looked horrible. They've been a little bit better offensively at home. Cutter Crawford's pitched really well all season long in this one. I'd probably have a very small, maybe half a normal size play, and I'd play the Red Sox on the money line here with the plus money. I just don't. Once again, the Braves almost a $1.70 favorite, and they just have not been hitting. Now the Red Sox, have their struggles at the plate as well. I just expect a pretty tight game in this one. Also, look at that plus 1.5 run line on the Red Sox. Next game up, 4:41 out here in Phoenix, 7:41 Eastern Time. Mariners Twins. This should be a good one, right? Mariners come off a good series against the Astros. Twins 12-game winning streak did get snapped. So the rule of thumb is in this one, and this is not to give you really much analysis of this game, is both pitchers are mid-4 ERA guys. Both offenses probably pretty equal on this one. So this is how we relate or play this game. It's really simple. Normally when you come off a big win streak, when you lose, you tend to lose 2 in a row. This would be the second game off of the win streak. We would take the Mariners here at the plus money. Next game up, 4:41 out here in Phoenix, 7:41 Eastern Time. Royals Brewers, game 2 of the series. Let's see, Lugo, who has pitched. I'm going to tell you right now, when the offseason they said they got Lugo and Waka, I was like, all right, Lugo's pretty solid, but he has a tendency to get hurt. Waka, I'm like, he can maybe get you 5 innings and give up 3 runs. You know, that's about what Waka does. And Waka's done that basically, but Lugo has been fire. He has pitched extremely well. I hope he can continue this for the whole season and stay healthy in this one, because that would be fantastic for the Royals to have a 1-2 punch of Reagans and Lugo at the top of the rotation as their offense continues to kind of hopefully come into form a little bit. But congratulations on the Royals so far for that Lugo pickup in the offseason. That being said, Royals are $1.30 favorite in this one. We're in this game. We are on the Royals here. Royals money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Royals over the team total. Royals minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. And folks, if you haven't seen Bobby Witt play, check out a Royals game. Bobby Witt is something to watch, right? So Sunday he had a double and a triple, couple runs. The guy can steal bases. He's got power. He's leading the league in triples at the moment. Home runs are maybe down a little bit from where you expect him to be. I think he's got 4 homers going into this game, but power is there and will be coming. But we're going to take Bobby Witt, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Salvador Perez has had some pretty good success against Rhea as well. So we'll take Perez in this one. Homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. We'll give you those bets one more time. Royals money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Royals over the team total. Royals minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Bobby Witt, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Perez, same thing, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. One game that is not on the board right around the same time frame is going to be the Cubs and the Padres, game 2 of the set. We do not know the Padres starting pitcher yet. There's no lines out, but the Cubs should be a favorite with the Japanese pitcher Imaminja, who's had an excellent start to the season. I'm in shock. The Cubs got a pitcher that can really pitch, left-hander for him. So the Cubs are going to be favored in that game. So far we've got Cubs money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. We'll also play the Cubs over the team total, and Cubs minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. There are no batter props on this one, as there is no starting pitcher named yet. So make sure you come back and check out those Google Sheets that we've mentioned to see all of our bets on that one. But we are on the Cubs in that one. Money line minus 1.5 through 3.5 the run line, over their team total, and Cubs minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 is what we've got dialed in so far for that one. Next game up, 4:46 out here in Phoenix, 7:46 Eastern Time. Mets versus the Cardinals in this one. Mikolas pitching versus Budo. I'm going to be honest with you here. I think the wrong team's favored. I think the road team should be favored in this one. Budo's actually pitched really well for the season so far, but the Mets are like right around a $1.10 dog. Cardinals almost a minus 130 favorite. I don't know if everybody saw the Cardinals play the White Sox over the series, but they were a disaster in that one there. And Mikolas, he's no good. I mean, his good outing is 5 innings and 2 runs. So just keep that in mind. We like the Mets in this one. We would play the dog in that one. Next game up, 5:41 out here in Phoenix, 8:41 Eastern Time. Rockies go back home finally after playing in Pittsburgh all weekend long. to host the Giants. Harrison versus Hudson in this one. Total at 10.5. And the Rockies, no surprise, they're a dog. They're going to be a dog unless they play the Marlins, they're probably going to be a dog, or the White Sox. So this game here, I'd probably tell you just to stay away, but I know all the people that watch this show, look at betting most games here. Total at 10.5. I'd probably go under here. Both teams struggle to score so much unless they get homers. I know Colorado's kind of conducive to the homer, but 10.5 is kind of a low total, so probably a reason for that one. Don't like either side of that. The Giants have been a struggle fest. The Rockies have been even worse. So probably look to the total here and take the under 10.5. Next game up, 7-11 out here in Phoenix, 10-11 Eastern time. Game 2 of the set. Dodgers host the Marlins. Yamamoto pitching against Cabrera. Now, I will be honest with you, I'm a big Cabrera guy, but this season has been ugly for Mr. Cabrera. His ERA is in the 6s right now. The Dodgers, no surprise, are a huge favorite. Now, I will make some suggestions. If you're watching this episode, make sure you go, if you like the Dodgers, search them early, because I'll give you an example. For Monday, we caught them the day before at minus 250, and all of a sudden they're at minus 3.25. On this Yamamoto line, I've seen multiple books over minus 300 already. FanDuel is at minus 295. You got to get in. You got to get in when it's good if you like the Dodgers. If not, stay away. I understand completely on this one. But Cabrera has struggled so far. Yamamoto had one outing where he struggled, and that was in Seoul. Otherwise, he's been more than solid for the Dodgers. So we're going to take the Dodgers in this one. Not a surprise. But Dodgers money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run lines. Dodgers should be 5.5 team total when it's posted. Dodgers minus a half a run first 3 innings, minus 1.5 runs first 5 and 7. Betts and Muncy. Muncy's had good success against Cabrera, as well as Betts and limited at bats. So we'll roll with them. Betts, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Max Muncy, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. We might add something extra to this Dodgers game as well. So make sure you do come back and check out those Google Sheets. One more time, Dodgers money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over the team total. Dodgers minus a half a run first 3 innings, minus 1.5 runs front 5 and 7. Betts, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Max Muncy, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So I mentioned it before multiple times throughout the show. You can find our Google Sheets, which is our betting ledger, in multiple spots at the end of every episode on YouTube. You can find it there, or you can find it on our channel pages on YouTube and TikTok as well. It's docs.google.com/spreadsheet. Just click into there, go to the season 2024 baseball, scroll down to May 7th, and you'll be able to see all these bets. If you want to make your life easy to find us, all you have to do is make sure you subscribe or follow us, depending on what social media platform you're on. Once you hit that subscription tab, or once you hit subscribe or follow, will be in your subscriptions tab or followers tab for you to get all these episodes that we put out. And if you want to make life even easier than that, turn on those notifications for those social media platforms. You get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match those up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. We do appreciate everybody's support, as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.